my biggest fear when I was apprenticing was that I was going to get fired because, you know, I put so much of myself into this. I was like, I need to do this. That's the thing. Cause sometimes I'll do small tattoos in my head. I'm like, oh, I'll knock this out in 2-3 hours. Not an issue.
Start getting in there. You're like, oh,
I was like, oh, this has more lines than I remember.
Or the client doesn't fucking sit good.
Or the client doesn't sit good. Yeah, dude. If you want to make money, if you don't have a college degree, Las Vegas is the place to be. You know, like, it's insane.
So what's happening? This is Austin with Support Your Local Tattooer. Super excited today. We got Jeffrey Bowser in the house.
Yes, sir.
Super excited. This dude, how many times am I going to say super excited? I say it over
as many times as we need to, right?
Every time I do my intro, I'm all super excited. I need to fucking fix that. But anyway, so yeah, he's an American traditional tattooer based out of Las Vegas here. Fantastic dude. I've been tattooed by you multiple times myself. So I was excited to share your interests and stories and how you got into the industry with everybody. And so what's up? Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, this is awesome. You got a super rad setup here.
Yeah, we're in the house.
Yeah, we are.
So shit, yeah. Like, so what's up? You've been tattooing in Vegas for like 5 years now?
Yeah, coming up on 5 years. This past October was 5 years, actually. And yeah, dude, it's been amazing. I love it. I love tattooing. I don't think I'll ever do anything else.
Ever.
Unless
you become a famous gamer. We talked about that.
Yeah, definitely. We'll even then, man. Yeah, definitely. Even then, dude, like there's just something that tattooing does for me that nothing else has ever done in my life. Yeah. I've been doing a lot of different things growing up, and probably this is the thing that stuck the hardest.
Yeah.
So
me too, man. What, so how long you been in Vegas for?
I moved out to Vegas when I was 6 years old. I'm actually from Turkey.
Really?
Yeah. So my mom's Turkish. My dad's American.
No way.
He was in the Air Force. So I was born and raised in Turkey. We moved to Vegas when I was 6.
No shit.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're bilingual then?
I am bilingual. Really? I can speak Turkish. Yeah,
okay.
Definitely.
No way.
Yeah, dude. I read, write, speak, you know, all self-taught.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I don't even pick up on any type of accent or anything too. So that's why.
For sure. Okay. But I grew up on an American Air Force base out in Turkey. So like all the schooling, everything was all done in like American educational system process. So
okay.
Yeah.
Was that so it wasn't as dramatic? It's culture shock still, but getting
moving
over
out here. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, being a 6-year-old, there's really nothing like Las Vegas anywhere in the world. For
sure.
So I remember seeing the lights for the first time, all the neon lights going onto the strip. It blew my mind, dude.
Yeah.
It blew my mind. It was insanity.
Gambling in the grocery stores. Exactly. Like everybody was. Oh, so what was that roughly? Because
oh man, I
moved here when I was like 8 but I was 89.
That had to be like 2003.
Dang, so you were 6 when you were in 2003. You're a youngster. I forgot.
I don't know. Yeah, it had to have been around the early 2000s.
Yeah. Okay, so I opened my shop in 2003.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, see, I was just barely walking. So
straight from Turkey. That's great.
Yeah, dude. I don't really get to go back as often as I would like to. It's a beautiful country too, man.
Yeah.
Like it's amazing out there, filled with history, filled with culture. But being a dual citizen for Turkey themselves, they have mandatory military service for men.
Oh, okay. Israeli does that, or Israeli.
Israel does it. A lot of countries actually do that, and I understand why they do it. It's just hard for me to understand why I would have to do it when I'm living, you know, in a different country.
Oh, so for you to go back, you would have to serve? Is that what you're saying?
I would have to serve. Wow. Exactly. So a couple years ago, I had to go through the consulate in LA for the Turkish embassy. And I had to jump through hoops trying to tell them like, hey, like I live here, I'm from here, like everything I know is here. If I do go and serve, like my reading and writing is probably at an elementary level, you know? Yeah. So it's not like I'm like fluent. So like, what are you guys gonna have me doing? You know, like
throwing me into the wolves,
shit or
dude.
something. You know, like so.
Oh, that's wild, dude.
Yeah, dude. And because of that, thankfully, I was able to extend the like the service until I turned 35. So we got some years to kill before I have to figure out what to do when that time comes. But
damn, that's crazy. Okay. Damn.
Yeah.
So you just jumped right into Vegas and like, I don't know, then what were some of the culture shock things that hit you?
Man. I mean, when I was younger, I had a speech impediment.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I was younger, you could tell that I wasn't 100% assimilated to American society or however you want to put it. But yeah, dude, but you know, also growing up on an American Air Force base, there wasn't much of a culture shock when it came to coming out here because on the American Air Force base, everything was American anyways. The housing, the cars, like everything was just
that's a trip
shipped from here to there. So there wasn't much of a difference. And culturally, there's honestly not much of a difference because Turkey is also like a melting pot of different cultures.
Yeah.
There wasn't much of a like, oh wow, this is massively different than what I'm used to. Thankfully.
Yeah.
And you know, like I also grew up not really caring about like what people thought and like how people reacted to who I was. Yeah, there wasn't any like huge shock when it came to anything like that.
Yeah. That's rad.
Yeah.
Do you have any being on Air Force Base back in Turkey? Did you have any like memories of tattooing or being exposed to tattoos when you were young?
Not when I was that young. Not when I was that young.
I don't really remember too many that young. I kind of do, but like I remember my dad's buddy had a gold tooth and a neck tattoo.
Oh, see, yeah.
And I was like, that's tight.
That's
that was
cool.
Kind of like my early kind of.
No, man, I remember my first encounter with actually seeing my parents had tattoos growing up as well. So like my dad had a couple tattoos. My mom had a couple tattoos. Seeing those, obviously, like I was like, yeah, I need some of those.
Really?
You know? Yeah, for sure. And my dad had this really cool like cobra on his leg. And you know, this was back probably when he got it in the early 90s.
Yeah.
So there was that different style and it was really cool. But the very first time I really remember noticing tattoos was actually when I got into middle school.
Yeah.
When I got into middle school, you know, Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah.
I loved that band. That was my favorite band growing up. Okay.
Oh, shit.
So
dang, they record right next door. Sometimes.
No way.
The guy's recording studio next door.
Dude,
the guy's
that is crazy.
His brother's in Avenged Sevenfold.
No way.
Yeah. I don't know any details other than that. I only met him once, but
yeah, dude, I loved those guys.
Yeah.
And this was back when MTV used to still play music.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing these guys online or on MTV in the early mornings getting ready for school. And I'm like,
this is so awesome.
Exactly, dude. I was blown away. I was like, these guys look so sick. And then,
awesome.
You know, being a little middle schooler, I'm thinking to myself, how can I look like these guys? You know? And this was still back in the day where like tattoos were still kind of stigmatized and like people were still kind of like, oh, if you get tattoos, you're never going to get hired. And I grew up hearing that.
Yeah.
You know? So the way my little brain worked was, well, what can I do to be able to look like that without ruining my life, essentially, you know?
Oh, shit, okay.
And
coming up with a solution already.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
The first step, actually, which is hilarious, was to start playing music because that's what they were doing.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And so I picked up a guitar. I was in orchestra in middle school. And dude, I was atrocious. Oh my goodness. I was so bad with music. No, it did not, dude. I was like, all right, well, music's not it for me. Like, what else can I do? And same thing, dude. Little brain was all like, why don't you do the tattoos then? You know?
Oh, no fucking way.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
rad, dude.
And so
like specifically, that was tattoos was your motivation to start illustrating and.
Exactly.
That's cool. Yeah.
And but like, you know, like I knew that's kind of, it's crazy to think of that all of it was based off of just an aesthetic. I just wanted to have a specific aesthetic. I wanted to be able to look how I wanted to look. And that drove me. which is crazy to think of.
I mean, that's when you found out you're an artist.
Yeah,
You know,
100%. And even like, you know, in middle school, my counselors were like, hey, you're not doing good in orchestra. Okay. And I'm not kidding, dude. I used to play the cello. Do you know what the cello is?
Yeah.
The one that you're sitting in the chair, right? Exactly. Yeah. Dude, I used to go into class. I would set up my cello and I would just put my arms down, wrapped around the neck of the cello, and I'll just pass out. I'll just put my head down in between my arms, wrapped around this cello, just cradling this thing, just knocked out. And to be fair, like, yeah, that was not the move for me. Music was not the move for me. But my counselors actually were like, hey, why don't you try art instead?
Okay.
And they had no idea about any of these, you know, thoughts that were going through my middle school mind. But dude, like, I had an amazing art teacher named Mr. Schulatz. This guy was amazing. Like, this dude was such a good teacher. He cared about all of his students. And that's what actually kind of got me into the whole becoming an artist thing. And yeah, dude.
That's rad.
Yeah.
I would love, like, I don't know. I mean, yeah, anytime you have that one teacher. I have young kids right now, so I think about their schooling a lot and how minimal amount of teachers I felt like actually make an impact on my life. Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, but it's fun when you have that one. And luckily that was an art teacher for me. Nice. My senior year was my art teacher that made that click for me too. But
that's awesome. Fun. In high school.
Yeah. But well, I mean, I've been drawing ever since I've been a babe. A little man, but yeah. So he motivated you to start drawing. And did you start drawing tattoo specific artwork? Or?
Oh no, man! Like, you know how we would do like school projects. We would just, you know, self portraits, some of the more abstract styled stuff. Yeah. But he was so rad, dude. Like, he would let us kind of do anything, and I was a huge doodler. Yeah. Like, I would just
constantly,
always, dude, just always just drawing nonsense, like even stick figures, even like little comic book strips, like just drawing nonsense all the time. And that was what got me into art, like, as a whole. And as I grew up, and, you know, like, I was still finding my way. And in middle school, I was skateboarding. Okay. And that was actually the very first thing I ever fell in love with doing. Yeah. Outside of video games and art, that was the very first thing that I enjoyed doing the most. And thankfully I got really good at doing that as well. Do you remember Extreme Thing? Yeah. Back when Extreme
Desert
Thing
Breeze Park
at Desert Breeze, dude, they used to have the skate competition. Okay. So like, I would join that. We would do the skate competition.
Okay. So you've been it sounded like you've been real competitive at other things. You were telling me some other
for
things
sure.
Too, so we'll get into that later.
I'm massively competitive, man. Like, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing for sure, you know? But yeah, dude, like, and I felt like skateboarding kind of went hand in hand with art as well, because you get to, you know.
Well, the whole industry is art driven too. Like, everything that I based any of like my kind of branding or anything like that, I always think back to like the 90s and skateboarding and like what this company did and how they did this and what, you know, my whole illustration style is just based on fucking like skeletons fucking doing weird shit and partying and doing, you know, like Pal Peralta ripping out. Like, those were all the things that like were definitely a huge influence on me too. It's like, it's fun how skateboarding and tattooing go hand in hand too. So many tattooers are inspired by
100%, dude. 100%.
So how were you winning competitions, or
I was not winning competitions,
but you were in it and you had the balls to get in there and fucking do it, which is badass.
Exactly. And I used to be a silly ass kid, dude. This was still back in the day when we were like sagging our pants, you know, and I was taking that to the extreme. I was like putting my pants below my butt, just kind of walking around hella goofy. And this was also like, my style was so weird, because I had this like skateboarder, hardcore, seeny weeny mixture of styles, where like skinny jeans with long hair with baggy shirt and sagging the pants. It was insane. But like, it was, you know, like being a kid growing up, like I didn't think anything of it, you know. Looking back at it, seeing photos back then, I was like, wow, what the hell was I doing? I love it all, man. Like those were all really great memories I have. Back then.
Were you drawing too while you're skateboarding and everything
Definitely.
too? I mean, you kept doodling once you started.
Always.
You didn't stop. Okay.
Doodling was always just something that I would do. And like these weren't great doodles either, you know, like these were just crazy type drawings. And dude, I loved it. I thought it was a lot of fun to do.
That's fun.
Yeah, I just lost.
No, you're good. No, you're basically back to like I don't know. We're just kind of seeking for inspiration and like first, you're like tattooing. Like what kind of like, you know, as you're drawing and are you seeing tattoos on your parents? Like what kind of, maybe fast forward a little bit, few years, like what were some of your first experiences getting into like watching a friend get tattooed or something?
Oh yeah, no. Well, I got my very first tattoo when I was 16.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I started pretty early on. It was done professionally in a shop.
Mom took you or some shit, or
it was my dad. Yeah.
Okay,
my dad was like, you know what? He wants it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
And we found someone that was willing to do it, you know, and it was my chest.
At times.
Yeah.
Oh shit, you went right on the chest. Okay.
Went straight for the chest. It
Like
was just
full?
some lettering. No, it was just some lettering. So it's really small.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got that signed off. But as soon as what was this? I think this was Precious Slut, dude. Like this was over like 10 years ago.
Down on Charleston, that one?
The one over on Charleston.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, 10 years ago, you know, so like those memories are kind of blurry, but I remember walking into that shop and smelling the green soap and like just seeing everyone doing what they were doing, listening to music and all the art on the walls. I was blown away. And this was back when the shops had those like flash sheets that.
Yeah. Oh, they got like the racks on the walls.
Racks. Yeah.
I still have mine.
Dude, I love that.
Yeah.
And, you know, this is the first time I'm seeing like art at this scale.
Yeah.
You know, so like before this, like I never knew anything about references or like how people would, you know, change designs and kind of create it their own. And and then seeing it and then watching them do it, because this guy's drawing out what I want just straight up in front of me.
Cool.
That itself was
super
blowing
motivating.
my mind.
Yeah.
And that was one of my very first moments where I was like, all right, you know what? This might be what I need to get into.
Yeah.
And I always told myself growing up, I was like, you know what? Like, I want to get into doing this. I want to do this when I'm 18. I want to try to get into it as soon as I can.
Nice.
Unfortunately, that's not how life works, you know? But I got lucky either way, you know? I started my apprenticeship when I was 23.
Okay.
My apprenticeship was shorter than the average. It was only a year long. It was a very traditional styled apprenticeship. Come in every day, clean the shop, answer the phones, set up everyone's stuff, and don't complain. You know? And
that's a great rule, actually. I'm a huge fan of that rule.
I am too. I love it, you know, and I'm that type of person anyways. I try not to complain. I try to have a pretty positive outlook on a lot of things. So, but you know what, dude, like I told myself, you know, like, hey, I want to do this. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
You know, and I was getting tattooed a little younger than when I turned 23. I want to say like 19 or something. And one of the artists that used to work at the shop was like, hey, they're looking for an apprentice.
Oh shit. Okay.
Like, do you still want to do this? And I was like, dude, more than anything in the world.
That's cool. So you were already pursuing it and being vocal about it while you were getting tattooed?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the artists that were tattooing me knew I wanted to become one. And you know, it's like even now, like 5 years in, I still don't really have a great understanding of how that really worked. You know, like I just feel like
anybody does.
Yeah, dude, it's just kind of crazy, right?
Yeah, we all get in the weirdest ways, and like,
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And yeah, dude, he told me, he was like, hey, look, man, like this isn't probably what you think it's going to be like, but if it's something that you want to do, I'll put in a good word for you. Couple hours later, the shop owner hits me up. He's like, hey, so-and-so said that you're looking for an apprenticeship. Word for word, are you sure you want to ruin your life? Is what he says to me. And I'm like, more than anything in the world.
Sign me up, dude.
Sign me up. Let me get into this.
Yeah.
And but dude, I was so excited, you know, and at this point I have like a portfolio, you know, I have no idea how to really do anything correctly.
Yeah.
You know, so like this portfolio is kind of filled with some madness.
Were you copying like I don't know, more traditional stuff right out of the gate?
Right out of the gate.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
When I was doing my drawings back in the day, even today, I'm still doing traditional, but like I wasn't sure about how to like utilize black. I wasn't sure how to like create different line weights, things like that. Like my knowledge to drawing was still at a very, very basic level. But dude, they took me on anyways. They were like, you know what? Come on in, bring your stuff. Let me take a look at it. And this was actually really funny. I come into the shop, I introduce myself to everyone. I introduce myself to the owner.
That's nice.
And we're all just hanging around. Like, he's not really asking me many questions. He's just like, so you want to do this? And I'm like, yeah, I do. Like,
yeah.
Whatever you need me to do, I'm here for it. One of the other artists actually had hit one of, like a newborn baby in the shop with him.
Oh, okay.
Just not to like hang out, but he just came in to say what's up. But yeah, I know, probably not the best place for a baby to be.
Yeah.
But
they're not walking yet. They can't get into the Sharps containers or anything.
Exactly. But he had a bowl of Cheerios. The baby had a bowl of Cheerios, spilled it everywhere.
Yeah.
All right. As soon as the baby spills, they don't even say anything. They just look at me. They look at the Cheerios.
And that
was it, dude. And literally, I look at them and it clicked with me. I knew immediately. Good. I was like, oh, they want me to clean this up. So I was like, where's the broom? You know, like, where's the mop? Where's the broom? I'll take care of this right now.
Oh, good.
And I go into the back, I grab it, I start sweeping everything up. And as soon as I did that, they're like, all right, when do you want to start?
Oh, good, dude. Yeah, that's self-motivation shit.
It was, dude. Yeah.
What shop was that?
That was Timeless. That was Timeless Tattoo. Okay. Unfortunately, it's no longer around. I think they closed down shops like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It was a very reputable shop. For sure. I know.
It was right down the street too, right on Eastern or something.
That was over on Las Vegas Boulevard, actually.
When they moved out south or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The very south end of the strip, for sure.
Yeah.
Across the street from the South Point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And right now, I think I can't remember what the new shop is called. But someone took over.
Yeah.
A couple years back.
So you were there for a year, grinding it out.
Dude. Yeah. First 3 months, I was there 7 days out of the week.
Damn, good.
Yeah.
Were you working too at the time?
I was.
Yeah. That's what I was saying.
That was, I'm not going to lie, that was the hardest moments I've ever had in my life. That was a challenge. Because I was working grave shift at Nobu Hotel in Caesar's Palace.
Really?
Yeah. And that was from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m.
Yeah.
And
what were you doing at Nobu?
I was front desk.
Oh, okay.
I was front desk. I was just checking people in.
Yeah, you knew how to talk to people and like be correct with people when they were being shitty and all that stuff.
Exactly.
Which is like most old school tattooers never had that experience. Never had real jobs before that.
Right.
So like the younger generation, your generation already had it. They seem to always have other jobs and know how to kind of like react with or just work with people before they went into this industry, which made my life as a shop owner and like bringing people in so much easier.
Yeah.
This dude trying to tame like an old school tattooer, especially when I was younger than them, was fucking, I'm not trying to, you can't tame them. You're just like, you're like, hey man, could you please not call the customer a shithead? You know, it's like, please.
No, seriously.
They're like, quit being a bitch. And you're like, all right, I get it. But like, can we find something in the middle?
I love it. You know, and I feel like there needs to be that
more
mixture.
grit.
Yeah, there needs to be that mixture. Like some people, it works for them, you know. It works for some people to be a little bit more like sandpaper. You know, I'm not that person. I'm more of a really laid back, like I'm chill. I'll listen to what you got to say type of deal. But but I respect it, you know,
For sure.
and I like that old school mentality too.
Yeah. Well, it adds some flavor to the shop.
Yeah,
that's for damn
dude.
sure. If everybody's like super well behaved and shows up and no one's hungover or no one's like staying up late playing video games till 5 a.m. We don't have anything to talk about. Or like,
Exactly.
You know, it's just like, how was your day? Okay, cool. I'm gonna get back to work. Like, yeah.
No,
So you're grinding it out down there.
Yeah, dude.
And you said 3 months and you were just not doing anything but just.
Yeah, dude. The first 3 months, like I said, dude, 11 p.m. at night, 7 a.m. in the morning. I'm at my hourly job, right?
Yeah.
My apprenticeship was unpaid. It was, and I didn't have to pay for it either.
Okay.
So I lucked out.
That's
100%.
my same situation. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So like I worked for them for free. And they taught me what they knew. But I had to be at the shop from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. every day, 7 days out of the week. And my body could only handle that for 3 months.
Graveyard shift alone is a very difficult thing. I know it just because of a lot of us in Vegas have had to work that. It's a hard fucking thing to, I don't know, just to deal with daily. Like going to sleep that's
in the morning,
yeah,
it is crazy.
And the desert sun, it's fucking so hot already. It's like 110 in the summer at 8 o'clock in the morning. So, and you're hot in your room and you can't get the fucking blinds. There's always like laser beams shooting through the
dude. And
so then did you go home, take a nap, and then go to the shop?
100%.
Yeah,
100%. I would,
but not a full 8. You know,
no. It was 2 hours sometimes, maybe an hour and a half. And that was the same thing. Like I would have to get off, get out of the shop, go home, and do the same thing. So each day I was probably getting about 3 to 4 hours of sleep.
And when you're getting to the shop, no one gives a fuck about it.
No one cares. no one cared at all. Yeah. They were just like, yo, make sure you're not fucking this shit up.
Though,
yeah.
You know?
No, dude, I feel like it taught me a lot. It definitely taught me that my body was not able to do that.
Yeah.
You know, like it was just like, yeah, you could do that for a while.
Yeah.
But dude, like it changed. I felt like my brain activity was changing. Like I was becoming extremely irritable.
Yeah.
For the slightest misconveniences. So like the slightest thing would trigger me and I would explode, dude. And I'm not that type of person. I'm not the type of person to start like wilding out and acting crazy, you know? But there was moments.
Really?
There was moments.
Like with the coworkers or I mean you're
no, I always try to keep a level head with my coworkers at work, at Caesars, as well as in the shop, you know. And my biggest fear when I was apprenticing was that I was going to get fired. Yeah, like because you know I put so much of myself into this. I was like, I need to do this. Yeah, and that was my main focus. That was my main goal. And I came to the conclusion that like, you know what, like. I might not be making an hourly wage, but I should be focusing all of my energy into this. And it took, like I said, it took me 3 months to kind of get the brain juices flowing to come to that idea. And I just had to quit working at Nobu.
Ah, okay.
So,
which is a good job. That's too, you know,
it was,
like, it's a great location and company. And
definitely, dude. Yeah. And you know, like, dude, that if you want to make money, if you don't have a college degree, Las Vegas is the place to be. You know, like it's insane. You could do anything and everything here. And like school wasn't for me. Even middle school, high school, like it wasn't. Started
losing interest.
That's 100%. And
fucking boring.
Exactly. And like I'm not a morning person.
Yeah.
You know, so not being a morning person, going to school at 7 a.m., 6 a.m. That's crazy to me, you know?
Yeah, you're fucking dead asleep halfway through your classes too. I dropped out pretty quickly.
Like, dude, so. it was thankfully, you know, shout out Obama for the No Child Left Behind situation because that helped me for sure. I was failing classes. They're like, yo, push this kid on. It don't matter. Just get him out of here.
That's funny.
But, you know, I had no like academic strive. Yeah. You know, I did not care about it.
The same way.
And I always thought to myself, I was like, well, like, I'll go into a trade school. Oh, I don't need a college degree. I don't need one of these or those. And that's not for everyone, you know? But that worked out for me.
Yeah. So you quit, and then like how were you kind of making it work? Like getting through that apprenticeship?
Yeah, dude. Well, you know, I was still young. I was still living at home at this point as well.
Okay, so you had a little help there.
Yeah, my mom was a huge help those first couple of years, dude.
Cool.
100%. And she always supported me as well. So like she was the backbone to pretty much everything I was able to achieve, you know?
Dude, yeah.
Because without her, like there's no way I would have been able to survive.
She was smart enough to just know you needed to be happy and probably saw that you had drive in you. So whatever you're going to do, just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Do the best you can.
Yeah. And she knew, she was like, all right, this kid is definitely not going to be doing well in school.
He ain't going to be a doctor.
He's not going to be a doctor.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I have an older sister as well, but she's very academically inclined.
Oh, okay.
So like, you know, she could do that, but let me try my way.
Yeah.
You know? And it worked out.
Cool.
You know? And I wouldn't change any of it, dude. Like I feel like all of the things that I went through with my apprenticeship, with working 2 jobs, the graveyard, I feel like that all built my character.
Yeah.
And it taught me life lessons as well, you know? Yeah, dude. Those days were tough. 100% those days were tough.
Well, and you're also like my experience, youngster in a tattoo shop, everybody, I feel like they amplify their personality around you because you're young and they see you. Like there's definitely guys that gas it up and they just want to fucking shit on you and talk shit to you. And like, you know, just to see like how almost from their upbringing too, it was just them testing you even more, which was, I think, a super valuable
100%.
You know,
no, there was
I've been
hazings.
called every name, all the fucking dude. I used to have to get down, like when my mentor would walk, like whenever he said, I had to get down on my knees and kiss his belt buckle.
No way.
Some degrading ass shit, but fucking, I don't know. I just looked at it as like, all right, bro, like, I want a fucking tattoo. I'm not gonna blow you, but
exactly, dude. Whatever it takes,
some
though,
weird
right?
shit, man. Just fuck it. Like they humiliate you in front of your friends and whatever. You're like, whatever, bro. Like,
oh man, some very humiliating things. I remember my hazings were not crazy, thankfully.
Good.
They would make me do weird things. They were like, eat this packet of crickets, you know?
Yeah.
But
that's like dumb shit you would do with your friends anyway after watching Jackass or whatever.
Exactly. And the thing is I see this guy, he brings a box of crickets. I don't know where he got this.
You're like shaking your head right when you see him.
Yeah.
Like,
and I'm just like, but you know, like I like to think of myself as worldly.
Yeah.
I know people eat crickets around the world. You know?
Sure.
I'm like, it's not poisonous. It's not going to kill me. It's not going to upset my stomach. So, and on top of it, the box says sour cream and onion flavor.
Yeah, it's built for eating.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'll eat these. Yeah, let me see a couple of these. And I start eating them. I'm like, yeah, dude, they're actually pretty good.
High in protein.
As
Delicious
soon as I say this, dude, the dude that brought the box in, he's like, oh, wait, let me see some of those. And yeah, dude. And, you know, one of the craziest things was, you know how shops have sauce drawers, right?
Okay.
So just from like fast food restaurants, just a compilation of a million different sauces. Well, they thought it would be hilarious to mix
all of the sauces.
All right. And I'm talking like
suicide sauce.
Oh my goodness, dude. Like teriyaki from Jack in the Box, hot sauce from Cane's,
ranch.
Yeah, some ranch from somewhere, you know, and some of these are expired. Some of these have been sitting in this drawer for quite some time, dude. And they put it into a rinse cup. They mix it all together. They're like, drink this. They're all circling around me, watching me. And I'm looking at it. I'm smelling it. I'm like, this is not good. Like I'm telling you right now, this is going to make me throw up. And I'm trying to make sure that they're like, all right, don't drink it. Nah, they wanted it. They wanted to see me throw up, dude. As soon as I and it's like taking a shot, you know, as soon as I took one little swallow, it goes halfway down to my throat and I taste all of it. I taste all of the flavors of all of these sauces. Most distinguished sauce was this expired teriyaki sauce from Jack in the Box. I knew this was the one that was going to make me throw up. Dude, it immediately, my mouth goes, and I'm about to just spew all over the shop. I run to the bathroom. I start throwing up. Like I'm literally throwing up. It's not even in my stomach and it's coming straight out, dude. And they're laughing their asses off.
And you got to clean it all up.
And I have to clean it all up. Insanity. I loved it though. I thought it was a lot of fun, man. Like I felt like a rite of passage in some ways, you know? And the way that I looked at it, you know, you get an idea of how these things kind of go while you're in it, you know?
Yeah.
And like, I'm thinking to myself, well, like, they're just making me do shit that they all had to do.
Yeah.
You know? And
probably lighter than what they had to do too.
Exactly.
You know?
Cause dude, I've heard nightmare stories, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm truly blessed, you know, like mine was not that bad. I was not fucked with as hard as a lot of people I know were.
Yeah.
So I am thankful for that. But the downfall of it was no one really wanted to teach me how to tattoo.
So they're all just there clowning on you and fucking clean up. But yeah, you're not getting. No, I know. Yeah.
So, but that was fine because, you know, same thing. Like I was telling myself, I want to be here.
Yeah, it pushes you to be the one that draws the information out of them.
Exactly.
That's how I was.
And I remember specifically, there was this one time I was hovering, and you know how some people don't like that at all.
Especially in the back.
Oh yeah. So I was hovering, and this is my boy Jesse. All right.
Mm-hmm.
This was back when Jesse was still working at Timeless. This was early on in my apprenticeship, so I didn't really know anything. All right.
The one that did your arm?
The one that did my arm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And he just kind of looks back at me as I'm hovering over his shoulder trying to see what he's doing. And he's like, what the fuck are you doing?
And
and like, I don't know shit. I'm just like, oh, I'm just watching.
Yeah.
And he looks at me, he's like, I didn't say you could watch. And that's when it clicked. I was like, oh shit, like I'm being a nuisance right now.
Oh yeah.
So I went straight to apologizing. I'm like, yo, dude, my bad. Like, I didn't know. I was like, please don't fire me. Please don't fire me. Because at that time I was also the shop's apprentice too.
Oh yeah.
So like,
everybody's kind of like, taking you on.
But that was one of the very first lessons I learned. I was like, all right, you know what? Some people aren't going to want me to be on their back, just kind of looking over their shoulders. Some people want to keep whatever they know to themselves. Yeah. That's perfectly fine. You know, like I'm just going to have to find this information however I can.
Yeah. Or you always insert the question first. Do you mind if I check in? You know, like at conventions, you learn that real quick too. Like peeking over somebody's head and you're like, hey,
you mind if I take a peek?
Can I step into your space?
Yeah. Yeah. And that was another thing too. I was like, all right, you know what? I like my personal space. Everyone else likes their personal space. I should respect that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where that kind of came in, but it also made me a little more timid, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, all right, well, like I don't want to piss anyone off, because if I piss them off, they're just going to make me do more fucked up things.
Right. It's an art form to this shit, man. Navigating through it, dude. If you're not aware and watching everybody's actions all the time and being on your toes.
Yeah. And you know, like trying to pay attention to like people's moods as well. Like,
because artists are moody as fuck.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they are, dude. Yeah, they are.
The dude you were best friends with yesterday comes in today. No sleep, dude, whatever, fighting with his lady or some shit, and he's gonna fucking knock your lunch off the table.
Exactly.
I mean, that happened to me.
Dude, I'm
just crazy. The young guy, and they just throw your sandwich on the ground. You're like, tight.
Nice. There goes the lunch.
And I am not gonna say shit.
Nope. Just gonna sit here and go back to drawing.
Now my desk is clear. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Guess it's just gonna be like that today. Nah, man, and you know, it's a good time. It's a good time. I feel like it seems like it's a little bit more different nowadays with how people are getting their apprenticeships. It seems like
totally different.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really know much about it, but it seems like now people are getting paid for their apprenticeships, and
that's crazy to me.
That's crazy to me as well.
Wild shit.
No, I mean, like, hey, if it works for you, by all means, let it work for you.
Yeah,
that's not how it was for me.
No,
you know.
I don't really have a strong opinion about it. I don't really care. Like, if you whatever you guys come up with, and that's your transactional thing. Those are the details to your agreement. That's cool.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know. My goal was to make sure I didn't have to pay for mine, because like I was already like in a scenario where I couldn't afford to pay for it anyways. So I was all about I'll work for free.
Yeah.
You teach me and I'll work for free.
And did a year though.
Yeah, a year. 100%.
I think I did a year. Like I definitely, like you get signed off at 8, they drag it out 8 months, and then but this is your sign off, but that don't mean shit. Like you're still where you're at, and don't get too cocky, I get it.
Oh man, dude, I was humbled quick. I remember one of the very first tattoos I've done was some dude that walked in and wanted to get a panther, full body. And I remember the owner being like, hey, this is my apprentice. If you let him do it, we'll give you a deal on it.
Yeah.
And if I do it, it's going to be this much. If he does it, it'll be our minimum $100. And I mean, $100 tattoo that would, otherwise be 300
for sure.
Dude was like, yeah, run it up. Dude, I'm starting to sweat because I don't want to do this. I'm scared.
Oh yeah. So you weren't even prepped. Like you didn't know you were going to do it. He just called you out right then and there.
Right then and there, dude. Cool. He was like, hey, like, you want to be here? Earn it.
Yeah. I like it.
And I was
terrified.
I was terrified. I wasn't telling anyone I was terrified. They probably saw it on my face.
A little sweat running down.
And I'm hoping this guy's not noticing this either. Yeah. And I'm trying to play this cool. I'm like, oh yeah, man, I got you. I could do this. A tattoo that would take me maybe an hour and a half now.
Yeah.
Took me maybe 3 or 4 hours to do, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm sweating and like I'm terrified of like butchering people's skin early on as well, dude. Yeah. Like I've heard about nightmare stories of like, turning people's skin to hamburger meat and and just like scarring people. And this was a melanated man as well. So I've heard stories where like, if you have a lot of melanin in your skin, like you could keloid a lot easier. Yeah. So, and like, I'm just like, I don't really know shit about any of this right now. And I'm just getting thrown into it, but I wanted it, dude. I wanted it. I was like, all right, we're going to do it. If we're going to learn, we got to do it now.
Yeah.
Thankfully the tattoo, I wish I kept in contact with that guy, so I could see what it looks like today. But, I've done tons of tattoos on like some of my best friends, earlier on. And oh man, some of those were really rough.
Yeah. Overstepping your boundaries and stuff too. Just trying to get into shit you shouldn't have been into.
100%. And, thinking to myself, oh, I could do this. And then next thing you know, you wipe a stencil and then half of it's gone and
you're fucking shitting your pants.
Yeah. Like, oh shit. What?
Trying not to lose it in front of the client too. Like those are all fucking super strong lessons I've learned from tattooing.
100%.
Like, keep it cool, motherfucker. Like,
oh dude,
don't trip.
Seriously though. And I feel like those situations help with everyday life situations.
Many different, yeah, for sure.
That pressure, it's
a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
it could be a lot. And in the earlier days, it was a lot, dude.
Yeah.
There's a couple times where I've tattooed some of my good friends, and right then and there, I was like, shit, I'm not cut out for this. Yeah. I was like, I'm fucking my friends up. They're gonna have these tattoos for the rest of their lives. I'm gonna have to look at these tattoos for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And as you get better and better, you're just like, hey, let me run that back real quick.
Yeah. Come back by here. I'm gonna touch that up.
But yeah, dude, there was one lesson that actually stuck by me that my mentor told me. He was like, I just got done tattooing one of my friends. It was a traditional styled mermaid. This was earlier on. Scales are hard as fuck to do.
Yeah.
Even now, I have difficulty with scales.
Yeah. Especially contouring them or something.
Yeah.
When they choose to do that.
Yeah, dude. When they twist and stuff, for sure, dude. But I'm not even kidding, dude. Like I'm in tears at this point. My buddy already left. He loves the tattoo. He's like, nah, dude. Like you did a great job. I love this tattoo. Don't even trip about it. But in my mind, I'm like, dude, like I know what it's supposed to look like, and I know what I did.
Yeah.
So like I'm in tears talking to my mentor. I'm like, yeah, dude, I don't think I'm cut out for this. Like all I feel like I'm doing is fucking people's skin up. Like they're gonna have to walk around with this for the rest of their lives, and my name's attached to it. You know, like I'm not doing this the right way. And he just sits me down and he's like, hey, listen. You see everyone in this room right now, and he points at everyone in the shop, has been in the same shoes you're in right now.
Yeah.
Look at where it got them.
Yeah.
And he just told me, he's like, slow yourself down. Just trust the process. Let it work for you. And as soon as he said that, you know, like, I'm just thinking to myself, I was like, you know what, dude, like, you're absolutely right. Like, no one's going to be good at doing anything when they first start off, you know?
Yeah.
And like, there's going to be some prodigies, and like, there's going to be some people that are just, you know, they have that elevated experience where they could just do shit correctly as it comes.
Yeah.
That wasn't my experience. But, you know, right then and there,
advice.
dude. Yeah, it was great advice. And, you know, considering that I didn't get much advice, that stuck with me a lot. And that stuck with me for the longest period of time as well.
Good. Yeah. Can't be too hard on yourself, but also got to be super hard on yourself.
Yeah.
You know, finding that balance is a challenge. You're going to overstep the boundaries.
Exactly.
On both. Sometimes you get too comfortable and you're like, there I am again. I fucked up again.
Yeah.
You know, like I should have stayed in my fucking lane and made sure that I treated this like it was the first tattoo I ever did.
Exactly. And thankfully that mindset, like, it transfers over to so many other aspects of my life, you know, and I feel like I got to learn so many different just lessons through tattooing that kind of transfer over to everything else as well. And I've always had this mindset where, like, if I'm going to do something, I want to be good at what I'm doing.
Yeah, give it your all.
Give it my all.
Which is what we should do with everything.
Exactly.
Sure.
So, like, you know, being bad at tattooing in the beginning was just more drive to be like, you know what, like, I need to get good, you know, and even to this day, like, it's still a learning process. Like, there's so much to learn, dude. There's so much.
Personalities change, the canvas changes, the skin imperfections or shit you have never seen before pop in after like 10 years. I'm like, man, that's weird. Like, why is that one spot just randomly leaking a lot of blood?
Oh, dude.
What the fuck is that?
Seriously. I've
I didn't
dealt
even
with
see anything there.
Dude.
Like,
have you ever tattooed someone that didn't really exfoliate their skin? Like, very bumpy skin.
Yeah, a lot of desert skin.
Desert skin. You know? Yeah, desert
like,
skin. Exactly, dude.
Yeah.
Super leathery, lots of bumps. That was very difficult for me to get an idea of.
We did a lot of that, like in early 2000s. There was a ton of construction here, so there was guys outside in the sun all day long.
Yep.
They're all making a shit ton of money. We were tattooing them all, and I swear some of these fuckers like never had ever put on lotion before. Ever.
No sunscreen.
And their skin is super dark. It's super dry, but it's also super thin. And it'll blow out real easy. Man, it was like, I think of like a dry lake bed. It's like what I was working with. And then there would be pockets of moisture and then dry as fuck. And you're like, I don't know what's going on in the middle of this. And you learn how to work through that shit.
For sure, though, you know, and
it's very humbling if you care.
Yeah. And that I cared.
Yeah.
100%. Because I wanted everyone to walk out feeling, you know, happy with what they just got. Yeah. You know, and I always looked at tattoos as like an extension of who you are, you know? So like you get a cool ass fucking panther tattoo, you get a cool snake tattoo, you know, like that's just something that you're into. Even more, you know, memorial styled stuff, whatever it is, man. Like I feel like it's all like
tells your story.
Exactly. It's very healing.
You're privileged to be able to help them tell their story too.
Exactly. And you know, like personally, like I don't open up to strangers, you know? Like I kind of keep my personal stuff to like my circles, you know? But not everyone has those kind of circles. So I feel very blessed for people to come to me, get something permanent on their skin, and then also them telling me their stories. Yeah. You know?
That's a fun part. That's one of my favorite parts about tattooing.
Same.
Just hearing those stories and
seeing all different types of walks of life, dude. Yeah. I love it. I think it's awesome.
Your bedside manner is real good. Is that something that you learned in your apprenticeship?
That was 100% the hotel, dude. 100% the hotel.
Yeah. You come in, you're on it, dude. Like I was pretty much a stranger, you know, like we had sold some tattoo needles to you, but I came in as pretty much a stranger, but like I showed up, your drawings were done. It was ready to go. It was like boom, 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 boom. And we sat down, we tattooed, we leave, shake a hand. Good. I was like, all right, get it, bro. Like,
thank you, bro. Yeah,
it was good. I like that.
I like to be prepared.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I don't like to leave anything to chance as well. You know, like I like to make sure that if I'm going to do it, I got to do it 100% of the way, you know? And I feel like doing color studies, making sure the design is ready the night before. These are all things that kind of help me not have anxiety for the day.
For
you know?
Yeah.
And that's my biggest goal. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm stressing myself, because if I'm stressed, you're going to be able to tell. You know?
Yeah, I could have always definitely prepared a little more at times.
I mean, sometimes
I'm also like a very
slip.
wing it person, though. You know, like I draw on a shit ton of my work over the years. Was like a lot of it was just I got 3 layers of markers, a light one, a medium one, and a dark, and I just always felt like it just helped. I was really into flow, and I felt like I could never get the tracing paper on there and the drawing, and then I put it on, and then I'm like, I got to draw it fucking anyway. So it forced me to be under pressure, like work well under pressure and stuff too, which is, you know, things that you learn in your apprenticeship.
Yeah, dude. And you know what? Like, I think that's sick, because you get to really, really test your artistic abilities doing that, you know? Being able to draw on with Sharpie, that is definitely a skill I want to learn how to do. I've very rarely do anything just drawn on. And if it is, it's got to be like, it's either fillers, or let's say it's like someone wants to flail to fit in a certain spot on their body, and I'm just drawing in like the chain part of that. But I've never drawn on like a full Sharpied on tattoo. That's a skill I definitely want to get into learning how to do.
You stick with pretty much like, what's your ideal day? Like 2 tattoos a day that are like palm, or like a little hand size, you know?
Well, the way that I like to tattoo is I definitely like to do smaller style things. I don't work in large scale. That's definitely something I'm trying to change.
You would like to?
I would, I'm actually going to start a couple of backs these next couple of months. Yeah.
So and you've been doing a lot of prep drawing and like
dude.
Pitching essentially to clients. Yeah,
literally.
Good.
And like it's super cool. I actually got in contact with like a group of friends that I've known since middle school, high school. And I was like, hey, like I'm trying to extend my portfolio. I need to get some larger pieces out. Which one of you guys want to start their back or your front?
Oh shit. Okay.
And a couple of them were like me. And I was like, all right, here's the deal. You have to come in once a month.
Yeah.
And it's got to be something that like I want to do.
Yeah.
And I'll give you a deal on this tattoo. We'll make it happen, but you have to commit to it. And they were like, say less, dude. Okay. So
now you're going to start cranking out some big shit.
Yeah.
All
dude.
right, I'm excited to see that. That's cool. That's fun. Yeah. I had a hard time with big stuff. My, first of all, getting people to commit to it is a challenge, you know, and I don't know. My attention span can't comprehend that.
Dude, I feel the same way. That's why I like working in the smaller style things. My ideal day is doing 2 tattoos. None of them take longer than 3 hours to do.
Okay.
Like I like to work in short bursts.
That's great.
Yeah. And I feel like doing it that way, I really get to focus. So I'm not like stressing about anything, you know, like I get to just bust it out, do as good of a job as I can do. And it's done in one sitting.
Yeah.
You know,
immediate gratification too.
Gratification.
And it's kind of easier to charge like that too.
Yeah.
You know, I like in your head, you're like, all right, I'm gonna get X amount for this, X amount for this. And then you can kind of like almost map out exactly what you're going to make for the week.
Exactly.
In 2 weeks, whatever.
Literally,
That's
dude.
Cool.
And I feel like things like that are key.
Yeah.
You know,
clients aren't left hanging, you know, with a half-finished tattoo for fucking 3 weeks.
Yeah. And it's easier to give a rough estimate for something like that than, you know, having to be like, I don't know how much it's going to cost, you know?
Yeah.
How about you just pay me how much I want? You know, like I don't want to be that guy.
No, for sure. And that's yeah. Well, it sounds like you're going to plan out your back pieces real good too. Like you said, you have the clients picked out, you have the sessions, probably what you're going to attempt to accomplish within each one of those sections.
Exactly.
So then you can have kind of like basically like a strategic layout of start to finish on it. That's
and
awesome.
and you know, like starting off with some of my friends working on these larger pieces are going to give me a good idea of how long these pieces are going to take to do. And that's the thing. Cause sometimes I'll do small tattoos in my head. I'm like, oh, I'll knock this out in 2-3 hours. Not an issue.
Getting in there. You're like, oh,
I was like, oh, this has more lines than I remember.
Or the client doesn't fucking sit good.
Or the client doesn't sit good. Yeah, dude. Also, or my tummy hurts,
Yeah.
Things happen, man. Things happen. But I love it. Like, I think it's super rad. And I like you said, dude, the instant gratification when you get to start something and finish it.
That's exciting.
It really is.
For me too.
Yeah, dude. And like we're content creators as well, man. So being able to knock something out right then and there, that's just one extra thing I get to throw on Instagram or TikTok or whatever,
Yeah.
So it feels good to do that because I've always struggled with the social media aspect of it all. I'm not inclined, like some people are really good with social media. Me, not so very good. And like, dude, I've watched YouTube videos. I've tried to see, what do I gotta do? And
dance.
And that kind of goes back to, showing people who you really are. Like Instagram is starting to not really care about the tattoos anymore.
Yeah.
They're more interested about who's doing the tattoos. So that's a learning curve for me. Cause like, me and you were talking about this earlier. I just don't find myself as a very interesting person, but that's just because like, I am myself.
Yeah, we forget that what we are doing is actually interesting to your client or to your coworkers and stuff might be over there, even if they may not say anything. They might be watching your ass and like
exactly
fascinated by it or
dude. And it's weird to think because it's like you could look at anyone on the street and you could imagine like I wonder what that person's life is like, So
I like doing that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And like I do it literally every day.
Yeah.
So like thinking about that, it's like, well, people must be looking at me and thinking the same things.
Yeah.
So like, I'm just trying to get into a role where it's like, all right, let me attach more of myself, more of my personality into my artwork to try to,
Yeah, it's a challenge for us all.
Yeah.
That's for damn sure. And I love that you came out and did this. You look at your Instagram and it's 100% just a beautiful portfolio, but I was trying to dig like for some more things to talk about. And I was like, damn, I don't
this dude doesn't have anything
showing up. So it kind of comes across as like almost maybe they're an introvert or whatever, but like, you are interesting. You have a lot of different things that you're into. And it's, it will be a challenge to figure out how to. I struggle with it on my own social media. I'm like, am I supposed to be self-branding? And everybody says the person with the self-brand. I'm like, and I do the same exact thing. Am I not fucking fun? Or like, I just don't find myself like wanting to document all my shit.
Yeah. Me too.
So it's an exercise trying to find that.
For sure. And honestly, dude, like I love what you're doing. I think this is super rad. Just being able to talk to other artists, it's
exciting.
It is exciting.
I think we get these transactions together. We just maybe run into each other at art shows or just worked with somebody for a small amount of time. And you don't sometimes always get to like really get to know people. And this is such a unique experience. So
for sure,
find out that we all have so much in common. And if we weren't sitting around, not that we're doing it, but a lot of people just sit around and judge each other. It's too easy to do that these days.
100%.
We're caught up in our own algorithm. We're just looking at the dumb shit that they post. And you're like, oh, that's dumb. We're like, whatever. You're like, fucking.
It's a cycle,
bro. It's like, you think I want to be doing that?
Literally
whatever.
Though. Yeah. And some people are so good at it too, man. And
they are supernatural
to them, literally. And that's great,
Or that might be our perception. They're over there fucking probably doing the same thing. They're probably over there stressing at night, trying to figure out how the fuck do I do this? And they put it up, maybe they film 50 things and pick one thing that works.
100%.
And that's just like what we were talking about earlier. It's just, you're not going to be the best at anything you do right out of the gate. Well, most people won't, but so just give it a shot. Keep fucking moving.
Yeah.
Try. Don't be afraid to throw it out there.
Yeah. Like, put yourself out there.
Fuck everybody and their opinion or whatever.
Who cares what people think?
You can always delete it.
Yeah. Exactly. Who cares? Yeah. Who cares? Not me. Man, I think it's great.
Yeah.
Like you said though, dude, it's a learning curve, and it's a really good point. We look at everything from such an outside perspective. So when we are like looking at other people's posts and they're like, I'm thinking to myself, damn, they're so good at doing this.
Yeah.
Like, why can't I be doing this just like them. And then, you know, like who knows what they're thinking, you know?
Yeah, or what they're going through.
Yeah. It's super interesting, man. Like I love it. I love tattooing. Like I said, dude, I don't think I'll ever do anything else.
Yeah.
It's too great, dude. It's just too great, you know? I come and go as I please. No one's breathing down the back of my neck about anything. I am mostly appointment only.
Yeah.
Like I'll take walk-ins if there's walk-ins, you know? But that's
pretty rare.
It's pretty rare. Yeah.
Most of the people in you're a Heritage Tattoo right now.
I am. Yeah. Shout out Heritage Tattoo.
Yeah. Aaron, what up?
Aaron.
Yeah, we're gonna get him on here too. But
oh, dude, he's amazing.
The shop's cool.
Yeah.
Where you're at is real cool.
You know, it's the only shop I've seen styled the way it is. So
got the secret wall.
Yeah,
thing.
dude.
And there's a drawing room back there.
There's a drawing room. Back there.
Yep. Maybe I'll get a tour one day.
Dude, please come by anytime you want, man. I would love to show you the shop. It's super rad in there. Yeah. You'll go into the bathroom. It blows your mind.
I think Aaron's one of those people that you see. From my perspective, when I see what he posts on Instagram type stuff, you're like, damn, the motherfucker, everything he does is like executes perfectly.
Dude.
Like his garden is gorgeous, his koi pond or whatever, or whatever the fuck, he's got all this shit.
Dude,
I'm like,
his backyard.
Everything is like he's beautiful casita.
It's insane.
Shop's cool. So if you're out there and you're ever feeling insecure about it, you're doing a great job.
Nah, dude, seriously. It's, you know, but being around that, you're like, dude, I want that too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So like it drives you. And Aaron is an incredible artist as well. You know, like same thing, getting to see him work. Yeah. It's mind blowing, you know? And I feel the same way about Chance as well.
Yeah.
Shout out Chance Collective Tattoo, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yeah.
Absolute legend, tat wizard.
Yeah, we'll get him on here real soon.
Dude, he honestly, a gentleman, a scholar,
for sure.
Just the coolest fucking dude ever.
If it wasn't he's for like him, a yoga teacher of tattooing. Yeah. I don't know, just the vibe. Dude. He's like the guru. Like
the guru, dude.
His energy is so like.
Oh man,
he's so pleasant.
He is. Yeah. He's an extremely pleasant man, and he's so humble and he's so loving, which is it's rare to find people like that, man. Yeah. Especially in what we do. Like he's willing to share his knowledge. He's not vindictive about anything. No. He's just a real gentleman. And he's a family man too.
Yeah.
Which I respect, you know?
Yeah. Those kind of things. Like what do you you've been tattooing for about 5 years. I think you're extremely successful and
thank you.
And very, very good at what you're doing. I'm excited to see you grow and get into other things. Do you kind of have a vision maybe of like what you would like to see for your career? Like
absolutely, man. All I know is I want to get better at drawing for sure. I want to get artistically better at doing anything, not just tattooing, but painting. And I've never really done anything else. Like it's always just been painting and tattooing, you know? I want to get better at doing more like charcoal stuff, more fine art styled stuff as well. But my main focus right now is to just kind of lock in and become great at just executing drawings to skin. Being surrounded by such talented people, man, like, and shout out everyone at Heritage because they help out so much when it comes down to like drawing things. Like last week, dude, I was stressing. I had my client in the lobby, and like I said, dude, like if I tell you to be at your appointment at 3:00 and you're there at 3:00 and I'm not ready, that puts
bums you out.
It bums me out. It really does. It puts a bit of pressure on me. And I think they noticed that. And I think they noticed that I was stressing, and they were like, yo, like, let me help you out real quick, you know?
Oh, good.
And so I give them my iPad because I am an iPad.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too. Yeah.
I draw on the iPad.
It's a fantastic tool.
Dude, if it works, it works, you know? Like I started off drawing on paper.
Yeah.
iPad works just as well.
Yeah.
But I handed my iPad over to Jesse. He started helping me
doodle through it.
Yeah, dude. And it helped tremendously, you know?
Great.
And having people around me that are willing to like help that way to ensure that the tattoo that I'm about to do is a good tattoo and not just some shit that I threw together.
Yeah.
It's amazing because not a lot of people are willing to help like that, man.
Yeah. And you're not going to get that from a private studio or something, you know?
Not at all.
Yeah. The camaraderie and and just bullshitting back and forth and stuff all helps you, and just soaking in all that information.
Yeah.
You're around, like, I don't know how many guys are there, 6 to 8 guys, right?
There's 9.
9?
Yeah, there's 9 people tattooing out of Heritage.
All different styles too.
Oh, everyone's doing their thing, man. It's amazing.
Able to like soak in a little bit.
Oh yeah. And I love it, dude. Like everyone's doing their thing. It's so nice to be in a shop that's just filled.
Yeah.
And everyone's just bullshitting.
Yeah.
Talking about, and it's an open floor plan.
Yeah.
So it's extremely fun.
Yeah.
You know, when we're all just kind of.
Those are the benefits of open space format.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, dude. And you know, like there's some conversations happening, you know, like tattoo talk or what is it? Shop talk.
Yeah.
It can get pretty crazy, you know, conspiracies and I'm into that kind of stuff. Good, you know, like I'm not saying I believe everything, but I'm not saying, you know, I'm not saying it's not true.
Yeah.
But it might not be. I don't know.
So you're into some other shit too. You were telling me you're back to your competitive spirit and your drive. You're a gamer. So like I don't know a whole lot about gaming, but you were telling me you're into Fortnite. And that's like your thing. And you're competitively playing.
Yeah, dude.
Can you tell me a little bit about that? That
absolutely, man.
Rad.
I play. So for the longest time, I was playing Apex Legends.
Okay.
That was the first game that I started getting into competitively. I would play ranked, get into it, man. It's a good time, you know.
Community nowadays everybody plays it from all over the world. They play this one game, right?
Yeah.
And then so they're essentially, when you say competitive, you're like entering into competitions.
I'm not entering into competitions, but through the game, there's a ranked system.
Okay,
and you can climb that ranked system.
Okay, so you're trying to fucking elevate.
Exactly.
Just like,
well, for an example, when I was playing Apex Legends, the ranking system goes from bronze all the way up to a rank called Apex Predator. Okay. Right? If you're an Apex Predator, you're the top 750 players in the world. Okay. The rank right below that is called Masters.
Okay.
And that's the rank that I was able to achieve in the game, which is honestly, I'm not really sure how you would put it. Like in my mind, it would be like being a Division I player in the NBA. Okay. You know, so like you're not pro leagues, but you're
right there
putting it down. And dude, like I've always loved gaming. It's always something that I've been super interested in. And I just recently switched from Apex Legends to playing Fortnite. Okay. And I started making TikTok content of gaming. Yeah, dude.
So is that kind of like your intro to helping bring more of your personality into it?
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
Into social media. And then we talked about kind of maybe figuring out how to merge them both.
Exactly.
You know?
And you know, like, dude, I grew up playing Super Mario, Donkey Kong.
Yeah, that's like the extent of my,
you know?
Yeah, we got that in the house still.
Dude, I love it. I downloaded an emulator on my phone that has all of the Super Nintendo games on it.
Oh, okay.
It's fantastic, dude. So I play everything. Yeah. Like I don't just stick to the first person shooters or whatever you want to, Call of Duties, whatever. I'll play anything as long as it's a good game. Yeah, dude. So I'm trying to bring, like, you know, kind of merge the two. Like if anyone ever wants to get like some video game tattoos, 8-bit styled.
That's what I was wondering, if you were willing to like bring that into your actual tattooing.
I would love that.
Okay, good. Yeah.
You know,
that's great.
It would be so much fun. Yeah. And like,
it's a great way to market yourself too. I mean, you're passionate about it, so that's obviously great and means that you'll do a good job at it.
Exactly.
You know, creating the content or figuring out and, you know, fumble through it at first and then get a little better. And then you start introducing that following to your tattooing.
And that's exactly what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. Like we need to get away from like putting all our eggs in one basket. The Instagram thing is
for sure. It's not good for us.
Yeah.
No, it isn't, dude. And that was another thing. Like, I don't want people to just think of me as like just this one individual, you know? And even then it's hard to have an idea of who I am when, like you said, dude, like you go on my profile, you don't see anything personal on it. It's all just tattoos.
Yeah.
Everything is just tattoos. So, and I've noticed, you know, like people are interested, dude. Like people want to know your backstory. They want to know who you are.
That's why I'm enjoying this project, to learn, about all of the other tattooers in town and their stories and stuff. And their other interests are great.
Exactly. Because it's never just one thing.
For sure. The artists are bing, bing, bing. We're bouncing all over the place. We're trying to figure out how we can do 20 different things at once. And
for sure, dude. Yeah, dude. And the cool thing about TikTok is dude, like their editing system is fantastic.
Yeah. I learned how to like 3 years ago though, but I want to try to get back into it a little bit, playing with it and figuring out how
you could split videos on the as you're editing, and you could delete clips right then and there. They make it so easy. I'm still learning it as well. So, but last night I feel like I kind of got that light bulb above my head, and I was like, oh, you know what? Like, I'm starting to understand how to work this thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's fun.
It is. It
and
is
then
a
you
lot
can
of fun.
screen record obviously when you're playing, and then throw that in there too. And like, even if you're not comfortable talking to the camera, you can do simple things like just here's my face. Yeah,
exactly. See, that's what I need to get better at doing.
And then you can talk over it too. So then you're by yourself and it's quiet, and you can just kind of like try to practice at that.
For sure, dude. But definitely I have such a hard time with just being able to like put my face onto things.
Yeah. This might be the first thing.
Yeah. Right? If it works, it works, dude. Like I'm perfectly fine with that. I just need to get better at doing it in the day-to-day things, and one of my goals is actually to start streaming.
Okay.
So like I want to start playing video games online. I've done it before.
Yeah. That would be like through Twitch or something like that.
Through Twitch.
I'm not familiar with that platform, but I understand what it is.
Yeah, dude, it's super rad. Everyone's gaming on it.
Yeah.
And the way the platform is set up, like if there's a specific game you want to watch, you just click on that game, and then it shows you everyone that's playing it.
It makes sense, man. There's a shit ton of people playing it. They're obviously interested in learning how other people do it. So that's really cool.
And you
can Twitch your live stream your tattoos too, right?
Yeah,
you could. I know there's tattooers doing that. I've never really looked into it,
and that was something that I was interested in doing as well. Like, and I don't really know how well you would be able to like engage in your chat while you're tattooing, because
you're focusing.
You got to focus on your client for sure. But if you just want to set it up, have people watch you do it, by all means. I think that's super rad. It's not like the camera's going to be right in it.
For sure. And they're unassuming cameras, like these cameras live stream
exactly
too,
dude.
So you just have it on a little tripod, just chilling.
Boom. Just shows like, hey, what's up everyone? We're out here doing this thing, and that's all it is to it, dude.
And then you just tattoo, and then you add that to your content through Twitch, right?
Yeah. Anything that just helps kind of get your name out,
Yeah. Do you have your own website?
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah. I lag on that so hard.
I'm pushing people on that. Just more diversity and more getting your search engine optimization stuff set up through your and then that you can add all your links to your different socials and stuff. That'll help like when people are searching Las Vegas tattoo or the traditional Las Vegas tattoo, or like, and you have those keywords in your site. And these days the platforms are super fucking easy to use. So you could set up Shopify for $35 a month or whatever it is now, and build out your own store. And I don't know how to do shit. Yeah. I'm not a fucking very technical driven person. So
neither am I.
So you could jump through there, and it's like, it's real easy, user friendly, but you could add like your prints available and your stream, it just kind of gives like more of a hub of like all the shit you're into.
Yeah.
You could just add your photography, side gig shit, whatever. And just type it all in and just update it like once a week.
Which is cool. Like, I just like, I don't even know how to get into doing that. Like,
just jump over.
How do you make a website?
It's pretty fucking easy. Yeah.
Is it?
And it's a free platform. Like, I did it all myself.
Oh, no kidding. That's sick.
We just rebuilt my shop's website through the platforms.
Hell yeah.
Our Mavericks website, like all our shit is through there.
You said through Shopify?
Yeah. Just jump on there, or like, where the fucking I'm brain farting the other ones, but that's the only one that I fuck with, and it's easy. So
yeah,
honestly, it's like an old school like MySpace kind of thing with no code. You just drag your logo and then drag your products.
That's something I would need.
You can
100%.
do it.
100%.
But I think tattooers should definitely be doing that right now and building their own store. That way, so one of my guys, he's fantastic at it. Das Frank, he's like got his website up. He's constantly putting new prints on there. And he'll get up in the morning, see if anything's sold, packages prints, ship them out.
So sick.
There's a lot to do though, so you got to find your balance, but
for sure, especially when you're out like selling physical things, you know, like that's time that you're taking out of your day to go to the
post office, all that shit on the way. But you know, you could at least build the website and then you have the content on there.
Exactly.
And you don't have to sell shit.
And and even then, like you said, dude, like you throw your Instagram, your YouTube, your Twitch, like you could throw anything on that website and it's a portal.
I'll push you to do that.
No, I'll definitely have to get onto it.
It's not super hard.
So. Shopify. I've seen a couple of things. Dude, did you see on Instagram that when you start paying for ads, they started charging a fee? Apple started charging a fee to run ads on Instagram.
I just kind of recently saw that. Have you ever done that? Have you played with, do you like boost yourself through? Okay. You do just the boost thing?
I just boost it. I don't, honestly, I'm, like I said, dude, like I'm not very social media savvy. But yeah, dude, like I'll boost a post, see what happens with it.
I see tattooers stuff pop up every once in a while, like especially if they're traveling through. Just like shoot out
just sponsored ads, you know. I don't really try to. I just let the app do its thing, man. Like I don't really try to specify anything. I just do whatever it recommends. And then and I've noticed that most of my stuff gets shown to people in California, which I don't really know if that's benefiting me much in regards of getting appointments, but.
There's a shit ton of people traveling through, but those are people traveling through, like I say, fucking 60% of the people coming through town are from California, supposedly every single weekend. But then you're not like in that last minute kind of situation where you can just take these walk-ins. So I would probably definitely, when you boost, like go in and you can specifically say like Las Vegas Valley. Like, so fuck with that. Like just
kind of tinker
YouTube
with it.
And then, you know, just ask how you do it, get a little better at it. But it's a challenge.
But they never used to do that. Apple never used to take a fee. I was going to do a $30 boost and they wanted $13
on top.
And I was like, dude, that's like almost half of the boost.
I don't know how that works. That's beef between the app and
They're like, hey, you guys are making more money than us. That's not fair.
Yeah, we're gonna take that from you.
When I saw that though, it completely changed. I was like, well, I'm not gonna boost it anymore. You know, because it's like, why would I give you almost half of the ad money?
I'm feeling a lot of grassroots shit going back to it though. Like you making flyers is super fucking cheap. You can make like 500 flyers for like $40 or some shit on Vistaprint.
This past week, Aaron made I'm not too into like graffiti or anything. But you know how like when like you make a poster and you
we paste it.
That's
funny. We're doing that for the podcast.
That's so sick, dude. I was like, yo, like next time you do that, like I want to come through. I want to learn how to do that. I'm not very good at
some Kinko's shit, man. Just roll into Kinko's and you can nowadays so you figure out their largest piece of paper that they can print on, the cheap printers out front. And then you do in your iPad, you fucking build up your graphic, black and white graphic, real bold. And then then you just send the fucking file directly to Kinko's. They give you a code to type in. When you get to the printer, you just type in the code and it pops out like 500 of your fucking posters and you just roll out with them. It's pretty fucking easy.
That's sick.
And then these days you don't even have to put together your own wheat paste. There's companies that make wheat paste for you. You know,
so you just ready to go,
dude. Fucking roll it up, dude. And like we used to do grimy shit, and like we used to put crushed up glass in there.
Whoa!
That way, like when you went to go peel it off, like it would
shatter. Dude, smart.
It would cut your fucking hands.
Oh,
so you wouldn't want to take that poster down, but.
That's actually sick.
That's weird shit.
But dude, like I'm into stuff like that. You know, like
But anyway, that grassroots shit, like I was at the coffee shop this morning and I found myself like still putting up my business cards on the pen board, you know, at the breakfast place. All that local shit really works. And
100%.
If they're seeing you on social media and then they see it there, they need to see you like, I don't know what the psychology breakdown. I forgot. It was like see it 7 times before it clicks. And then hopefully by like the 13th time, they actually reach out to you.
Right. Yeah. Because it builds that like familiarity, right?
Yep. And trust and like, oh shit, if I saw it that many times, it must be worth a shit.
Exactly. Like they might, you know, and I feel like there's just so many scammers now. Every day, dude, I'm seeing someone, hey, this isn't my profile. Like, make sure you're not sending money to these people. So like, you know, being able to show who you are, actually, it helps, man. It helps. Gives people the idea of like,
do the wheat paste thing, some posters, some cards, you know, like there's it's a million things you can do, but
for sure,
just like anything, the more competitive you get at, the more interested you get in it, the more you learn how to execute it all.
And it's so rad,
Some
dude.
dude will see it and some chick will come get a rad tattoo from you.
And that's the best.
Yeah.
All I want to do is rad tattoos.
Yeah. Perfect. But shit, I don't know. You got, what else you got going on? You got like, you're at Heritage now. That's, you're gonna kind of focus on doing some bigger work and
yeah, dude.
Just chilling. Do you travel much? Do you do like guest spots or anything like that?
Not many guest spots. No.
Yeah.
I've never even done a convention yet.
Oh, really? Do you want to do something like
100%.
that?
But I just, like never had the opportunity working at Heritage. Now I just started there at the beginning of this year. So, I've noticed that they do a lot of conventions. So I definitely plan on tagging along with them, trying to get an idea.
Even if you just go not
tattoo, just kind of learn.
Yeah, you just like feel out the environment. They're real different these days. But it's still great for networking. If you go there with that intent too, and you're not tattooing all weekend, it'll be easier for you to walk around, introduce yourself to all the tattooers that you see or know or inspire you, and just say what's up. Yeah, drop your card or your flyer.
What's up?
Just put it out
here's
there.
Some stickers.
Can I watch you tattoo for a minute if you mind? Like, I'm gonna hover.
Hover? Can I hover over your shoulder? Let me see.
Can I? So those are it makes it actually enjoyable. It's a different experience. Like, I've definitely gone to multiple tattoo conventions without even
lots of fun though,
tattooing.
right? Yeah, dude.
It's great. I just try to go there with intent. If you're not gonna do anything, don't be fucking shy. Walk up to dude and just say what's up. Like 99% these days, like everybody that you talk to, they're fucking nice now. Yeah, like tattooers are nicer now. I love it. Like I just did that Austin Invitational in August.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's great, dude. We go out there and we're gonna do it again this year. And I was actually kind of proud of myself. Like I fucking went there with intent, and I fucking walked up to every tattooer I could fucking take the time to talk to and just say hi and introduce myself. And everybody was incredibly receptive. It was like,
I love that, dude.
Like we're back in the day, people were fucking grumpy and like, get out of my fucking space, bro.
Yeah,
like,
who the fuck are you?
Like, right, man. Like, I'll talk to the next guy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, all right, man. I thought we were all in a good mood today.
So I think you should do it, and plus then you get to like, since you're not working the whole fucking time, you could put in like 4 or 5 hours of just walking around talking to people and then go eat some restaurants, fucking travel.
Around, dude, I love traveling.
Yeah.
I love it so much. Can't go wrong, dude. No, seeing different places, experiencing different cultures. I eat that shit up, dude. Yeah. I love it. But yeah, dude, I definitely want to get into doing conventions. I would love to do more guest spots. That would be super rad. I've been to New York, but that's kind of further away. But I would love to do things that are a bit closer to home because, traveling with all your equipment can be a little stressful, dude.
Yeah.
When machines cost as much as they cost nowadays, like, it's tough, dude. Like, I do not want to lose that thing,
sure. Yeah, you keep all that shit in your bag.
I don't leave it out of my sight, dude. Even when I'm, in town, if I don't stop by my house before I go somewhere, I'll walk into places with my backpack on, dude.
Fuck yeah, don't ever leave that shit in your car.
I can't. I get way too scared, bro.
Yeah, that brings me back to when everybody would used to leave their CDs in their car. You leave your whole entire collection of music. It's like,
and then it's gone,
$500-$600 worth of music, and then it's gone, dude. Like, that shit needs to be in your backpack. I don't trust anybody anywhere.
100%, dude. 100%.
Yeah, keep your shit close.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's cool, man. You, get out there, do some conventions and guest spots. I honestly have never done a guest spot.
Oh, no kidding.
I did a ton of conventions, but I always early on kind of like had my shop and had a shit ton of business here.
Love
so
that.
I didn't really see the
appeal
to like going and doing guest spots. So like I could sit here and work, or I could sit there and do nothing, but I just didn't see the value in it at that time. Now I see it more as like building the relationships
with other tattooers.
So much about being busy,
right? Nah, dude,
soaking up the vibe of another shop, and you'll learn from that. So now I'm kind of like, all right, now I have the ability to do that. I should do that.
100%.
Yeah. And I'm not so much worried about tattooing at conventions other than just more or less just going to them to network and just meet peeps, it's fun.
And it's always nice to meet new people too, man.
Yeah. our goal is to get this out at conventions. Like, so.
The setup, dude. Trying to get some podcasting.
I got a project that I'm working on.
Dude, that's gonna be so sick. I think it'll be fun. Yeah.
So it'll be cool that way we can talk to a bunch of different people at one space. I think it'll be really fun.
Yeah, dude, that'd be so rad.
Yeah. I got a cool idea. I think that I'm gonna roll it out, and I'm like,
dude. I mean, seeing how everything is right now, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be sick as fuck.
We're gonna keep going with it, but man, shit, I think that's about it, dude. I really appreciate you taking your time.
Yeah, dude.
You're the fucking man.
Absolutely, bro.
Like, seriously, you're an extremely talented dude, and I am going to get more tattoos by you. So
thank you so much, dude. Seriously, it was an absolute pleasure coming in today.
If you want to tell them like where to find you, your Instagram is what exactly is your Instagram?
Yeah, it's gonna be at JCKB Tattoos. That's it. Yep. Yeah. Shout out Heritage Tattoo. I'm located there in Las Vegas, Nevada. Thank you so much for having me today, dude.
You're the fucking man, dude.
This was super rad. This was my first time doing anything like this as well. So
I'm hella new too. So if you see me struggling through the beginning and all everything, I'm like, fuck it, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I love it, dude. It was super rad.
Yeah, just keep going.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys. Thank you. Peace.